What's good, my peoples? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The X Productions. I'm the Bizone, aka the Unknown Producer, and I got a goodie for you, a nice little treat for you today. Just a little story behind how I picked it out. I was watching Drink Champs show, and they had Drez from Black Sheep and Shi Ali, who was also a rapper back then in the early 90s, again, late 80s, early 90s. I'm bad with the dates on there sometimes, but I believe it was like early 90s anyway. Well, anyway, they was on there and Nori was talking to them, and he had brought up a group called Original Flavor. He said, yeah, I was in the studio, Original Flavor was there. And then it made me think. I was like, I remember that name, Original Flavor. I remember them. I liked them. I remember that. So I went and I looked up their video, and I was like, oh, now I remember them. So I just had to do a reaction review for this song that they had that when I looked up I saw. It's called Can I Get Open, and it's by Original Flavor, and it came out in 1993. And the one thing about this song is they have a nice little feature on it. They have a feature of Jay-Z. And this is when Jay-Z had a different style, little fast flowing style in the beginning. And you know, it worked for him, whatever. That's how he was doing back in 1993, you know. So it's Original Flavor, Can I Get Open, featuring Jay-Z. And like I said, it came out in 1993. And also the group was managed by Dame Dash, which is why, you know, you figure out why Jay-Z is featured on there. And it was on Atlantic Records. That was their solo song, and the album came out in 1994, and it was called Here We Go. And also, the single, it went to number 46 on the Billboard Maxi Singles chart. You know, so it did pretty good. Did pretty good in hip hop, you know. It's definitely a classic. And also, I like this group is, they from the Bronx. They from the BX, baby. So they represent in the Bronx. Another hip hop group representing the Bronx. So enough on that. Let's get it started. But before we get it started, you know what you have to do. You have to hit that subscribe button. You have to hit that like button. And you have to leave them comments so I can get, you know, stuff on there that you want and get that communication going. All right? So let's do this. Original Flavor, Can I Get Open? Featuring Jay-Z.
I'ma slam hard with my squad. Can I get open? You know it. Hey Jay, can I get open? You know it. Hey y'all, can I get open? You know it. You wanna fly style? Speak about the show. As I, you know, play it like you know. Sick slam a jam, just like a sumo. I get big. Check out my finger, my jiggle. Styles I kick 'em, sugar, smack, you dig 'em. Damn, I'm giving on a sippy slam. You know who I am. You know who I am. Back up, that's in order. Donna, get out the water. Nah, not yet. Ready, set, go. When I grab
Jaws.
the mic, they get petrified. Why, hey, I'm just so fly. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my God. Goodness gracious, witness, style, brother, child, wow. I'm ripping this microphone. Ain't no place like home, ain't no place like home. Ski, can I get open? You know it. Hey, Jay, can I get open? You know it. Hey, y'all, can I...
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there real quick. I like his first verse. You know, like I remember him. His style when he rhymes, he mimics that like scratching, you know, like somebody scratching. I remember he does that. He did that in a lot of his songs when he on his verses. I liked it. He has a nice little witty style, but the beat, that beat is off the hook, son. Those drums and them snares is snapping, them shit is slapping, son. They are slapping hard. And it just has a simple jazz piano on there. Boom, 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 boom. That's all you needed on this. It was slapping though, man. And the way they rhymed to it, you know, the way he rhymed to it so far, it sounds good, you know. So let's continue with the next dude. I can't remember their individual MC names, but I do remember the group Original Flavor.
Can I get open? You know it. Hey Jay, can I get open? You know it. Hey y'all, can I get open? You know it. You wanna fly style? She's about to show it. Holy cow, what can you do now when I flip the style? Girls are like, ooh, child. I'm living dangerous, so now the stranger is living the lifestyle of a bad, rich and famous kid. When I get bored, baby, pour better parlay. Beat me, oh please, that's what they all say. You can't get with the kid, no, not the kid. No, he did. Oh, yes, I did. Well, I waxed up, backsides in a jiffy. I know he ain't just front on. What you damn skippy? Good God, damn, I'm a slam hard with my squad. Good God, damn, I'm a scream. He's a dream. Bold when I float, rough on every note. Mean like a horror flick. So tomorrow, I am gone. Ghost, peace, sayonara. Yo, G, can I get open? You know it. H-Street, can I get open?
Okay, you know I got to stop there before my man Jay get on. But second dude was nice. Second dude was nice. He had his own little style too. He has his own little style, and he had like those little witty references to like movie lines and like TV shows and like whatever commercials or whatever, which was really popular back then. And it's funny because there's another group called Das EFX who was out around this time, and Das EFX was founded by, I think it was Parrish from EPMD. He discovered them. You know, the two cats from Brooklyn, and they came out with that diggity dot, diggity, the way they floated, you know. But they was hard though. They was real hard, you know. They have songs like Back in Effect and stuff like that. Well, anyway, that diggity style that Das had, these cats kind of have that too. You know what I mean? And it's a duo and stuff like that, you know. So it's kind of similar, they styles. But that was like the little not gimmick, but like the little like my style is like this, you know what I mean? Like in my lyrics, you know, I do that little stutter, so like it gives me a little pause and a little time to come into the next rhyme on the beat and everything like that, you know. It's cool. Like not everybody can do that, you know, but that was a style back then, you know. And this guy's witty because he used like also another thing between them and Das EFX is that they use a lot of them one-liners from TV, like I said earlier. Like, you know, like the first two was like, da-da-da-da-da, get out the water. You know, that's from Jaws. You know what I mean? Like, little one-liners. He says, like, you know, he mentions, he mentions Jiffy, and then the next line, you know, you damn Skippy. You know, like peanut butter brands and stuff like that. You know, it's just getting a little witty with the rhymes. And he was nice with it. I liked it. So, say what Jay, my man Jay was saying back then in '93.
Sayonara. Yo, G, can I get open? You know it. H-Street, can I get open? You know it. Hey, y'all, can I get open? You know it. You wanna fly style? Jay's about to show it. Well, Carl, can I? It's never a question of how, but when I rip it, will I quit it? Forget it. Still I always a point whenever I hit it. But
I have to stop it, cause you're not gonna catch some of the witty lines he said. He said, like, Carl, can I? Carl Kanai was a black designer back in the 90s. One of the first ones to bring that urban style. You know, Carl Kanai. He had like the Carl Kanai signature on there, and he did jeans, jackets. You know, his gear's kind of fly. Wasn't really my style because I don't like to buy urban stuff that's catered to dressing like that. I'd rather just buy stuff and sport it like that. You know, so I wasn't really into the Carl Kanai and cross colors. But I love denim jeans and everything like that. So I did have some pair of Carl Kanai jeans because they actually fit good. You know what I'm saying? And I had a pair of cross color jeans too. You know, believe it or not, they were orange. You know, like I didn't wear them too many times. You know, I only wore when I sported like white kicks, whatever. And, you know, white T-shirt, orange. You know, in the spring, summertime. You know, that bright color. You know, but I didn't rock them in the wintertime. It just I don't know. Bright colors like that you can't sport in the wintertime. But anyway, I had that, and then I remember I had a Sean John jeans jumpsuit that zipped up to here. That was so fly. That was the flyest thing I ever had. And then later on, I cut the sleeves off and everything and sported like that without the sleeves on it. You know, but just to reference to his first line, it says, Carl, can I? You know, like little things like that you're not going to catch that he got swift with. You know, I'm going to be stopping in between some of the lines too, just to break down some of the lyrics so I can catch them.
When I rip it, will I quit it? Forget it. Still I always a win whenever I hit it. Biting's forbidden. Don't do what y'all done it too late. Y'all did it. I should have the track. I'm running your back like backdraft. Pros who follow the track gotta stutter. That nigga's fast. I pick up the pieces. I straighten it out like T-Rock or Sirius or Creases. It's your choice, Jesus Christ. I'm nice like that. You freaking gay right. I flow like water, so put your finger in the dike. I slam. I got original I killed
Like that
Chico,
line
and now
too.
it's just me, the man. Go get your gun.
Okay, that was another line that y'all probably won't know. He said, I killed Chico and now it's just me, the man. Back in the late 70s, late 70s, around, shows like Sanford and Son and, All in the Family and stuff like that. There was a TV show called Chico and the Man. And it was about this this older dude, the man, who was like a older white dude, and Chico was worked for him and stuff like that. I think he was like a mechanic, and they had a little sitcom, and Chico was played by Freddie Prinze, who was very popular Puerto Rican comedian back then. He died later on in a drug overdose. But that's his reference to that TV show. I killed Chico and now it's just me, the man. Chico was Freddie Prinze in it, and the man off that TV show. This little background there, because I know you don't understand when he says that.
Got original flavor with the jam. I killed Chico, and now it's just me, the man. Go get your gun, I go all out with a can. Brothers is having a hard time with who I am. J kicking it, A ripping it way past why I'm so crazy. Can I get open? You know it. Hey y'all, can I get open? You know it. Hey y'all, can I get open? You know it.
Beat is sick.
You know it. You know it.
Like the beat ride. Hear them drums. Snares are snapping. And a little pause on that loop. I like the pause on the loop. The end of the loop. I like it. I like the beat. Okay, before we go, well, I'm just gonna let it ride out, and I'll just tell you at the end. It's finished anyway. I like this. I like this song. Brought back memories. That beat is hot. Original flavor. It's from the Bronx too. Alright, like I said, that was original flavor. Can I Get Open featuring Jay-Z, and just want to say something about the whoa. Sorry about that. I just want to say something about the beat a little bit more. The beat was simple. Like I said, just that snapping drum beat, and the hook sample was a piano, just real jazzy. Right back then you was having groups started to come out with more jazz oriented loops, and as one of them, that one group that in particular that made it very popular and used it like almost in a lot of their songs was Tribe Called Quest. They used a lot of jazz samples in their song, and over time that just became their thing. And there was other artists, but Tribe Called Quest was known for that jazz fusion with hip hop, with their hip hop tracks. Also, I want to get into the fashion. At that time, like I said, 1993. There wasn't just that one. Like I mentioned, a lot of styles, fashions. But when I watch these videos, more things come back to me. I remember we had the oversized vests, like denim vests. Bubble vests was in style, denim vest was in style, and they were big, they would come down long. We had the hats, like the wool hats that came over, they're like tied up top, look like elf hats. I call them elf hats. I never sported any of them hats. Them hats look, I couldn't, like certain things in there, I just couldn't, was strange to me, I just couldn't fuck with, certain things. I'm like, nah, I say traditional, like, I'd rather wear a regular wool hat, what I'm saying, I'm not wearing some elf hat. Anyway, they had those. They had the jeans were very baggy again. Once again, it was a lot of sweatshirts. With name brands or whatever on them. Like I said, Tommy Hilfiger was very popular back then. That name was out there a lot. Gucci, of course, was another name that was out there. Ralph Lauren Polo was very big out there. You had what else? Louis Vuitton, like there's a lot of sweatshirts out there, and it just had their logos on there for those companies out there, and a lot of people was sporting those, sweatshirts, and then they have the vest over it. You know what I mean? That was hot. Striped shirts, striped polo shirts, whether it was across, diagonal, whatever, across, vertical. those shirts were very popular, baggy, very baggy, long, As far as hats too, fitters was still out there. New York Cats was always gonna be out there for New York Cat. You always gotta have that basic navy blue. You know what I mean? Navy blue Yankee cap, and then they had other colors and matched up. You get red, black, green, blue, yellow. You match it up with that too. Fitted. Like I used to wear fitteds back then. And then a little later on in the 2000s, mid 2000s, I switched over to snapbacks. Cause with snapbacks I had dreads. So it was easy for me to fit them. Just comfortable. I can adjust it however I want my hair. But I'm back on fitteds again. I know my size even with my hair now, so I just stay with that. But baseball caps was back then. And you had your boots. Boots was back in. You had Timberland. You had the weak color construction Tims, or you had the 40 belows. The 40 belows were like a dark brown with like them yellow and brown boot laces. And they lace all the way up to like almost your calf. They was high, man. It was like, because New York, it snows. You get a lot of snow in New York. And those shits was so fly. You tuck your jeans in there, whatever. 40 belows, man. 40 belows was the shit. Like, those were more expensive than the regular wheat Tims, wheat construction Tims. Those ran at least almost 200 and up. About 200, because back in the Tims you could get a pair of Tims for 100, you know what I'm saying, and then like you might go up to like maybe 120, 130, but actually the 40 belows start at like 180 to 200, depending where you shopped at. But yeah, that's something on the fashion. But I hope you liked the video. Also, I want to mention on how Jay-Z rhymed back then. He was swift and nice with it though, man. He rhymed real fast, but he was nice with it. He was good. He good. He kept up with that fast beat, man. And he stayed witty too. Jay-Z was Jay, you have to admit it. Jay was always nice. He was nice from the beginning. Remember whatever style it was. He was destined to do this and be good at it. Some cats just good at that. He just rap was his calling, son. Being an MC was his calling. Original Flavor, I think they sounded good too with the combination of Jay. This made this a classic song. There's not too much more I can say about them. 1993 and it bumped. The beat was bumping and it was hot. Like I said, it did number 46 on the Billboard Maxi Singles chart in '93. So that's pretty good. All right. So remember, hit that subscribe, hit those likes, and leave them comments. Thank you for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in to the X Productions. I'm the Bizzo, aka the Unknown Producer, and we out. Peace.